The book of Yoveliym, Jubilees, chapter 20. And in the 42nd Jubilee, in the first year of the 7th week, Abraham called Ishmael and his 12 sons, and Yitzchak and his 2 sons, and the 6 sons of Keturah and their sons. And he commanded them that they should observe the way of Yahweh, that they should work righteousness and love each his neighbor, and act on this manner amongst all men, that they should each walk with regard to them as to do judgment and righteousness on the earth, that they should circumcise their sons according to the covenant which he had made with them, and not deviate to the right hand or to the left of all the paths which Yahweh has commanded us, and that we should guard ourselves from all fornication and uncleanness, and renounce from amongst us all fornication and uncleanness. And if any woman or maid would commit fornication amongst you, burn her with fire, and let them not commit fornication with her after their eyes and their heart, and let them not take to themselves women from the daughters of Canaan, for the seed of Canaan will be rooted out of the land. And he told them of the judgment of the Nephilim and the judgment of the Sidamim, how they had been judged on account of their wickedness, and had died on account of their fornication and uncleanness and mutual corruption through fornication. And guard yourselves from all fornication and uncleanness, and from all pollution of sin, lest ye make our name a curse, and your whole life a hissing, and all your sons to be destroyed by the sword, and ye become a curse like Sedom, and all your remnant as the sons of Amorah. I implore you, my sons, love the Elohim of Shamayim, heaven, and cleave ye to all his commandments, and walk not after their idols, and after their uncleanness, and make not for yourselves molten or graven Elohim, for they are vanity, and there is no Ruach, spirit, in them. For they are work of men's hands, and all who trust in them trust in nothing. Serve them not, nor worship them, but serve ye Al-Elyon, and worship him continually, and hope for his countenance always, and work uprightness and righteousness before him, that he may have pleasure in you, and grant you his mercy, and send rain upon you morning and evening, and bless all your works which ye have wrought upon the earth, and bless your bread and your water, and bless the fruit of your womb, and the fruit of your land, and the herds of your cattle, and the flocks of your sheep. And ye will be for a blessing on the earth, and all nations of the earth will desire you, and bless your sons in my name, that they may be blessed as I am. And he gave to Ishmael and to his sons and to the sons of Keturah gifts, and sent them away from Yitzchak his son. And he gave everything to Yitzchak his son. And Ishmael and his sons and the sons of Keturah and their sons went together and dwelt from Paran to the entering in of Babel, in all the land which is towards the east, facing the desert. And these mingled with each other, and their name was called Yoveliym and Ishmaelim. Chapter 21. And in the 6th year of the 7th week of this Jubilee, Abraham called Yitzchak his son, and commanded him, saying, I am become old, and know not the day of my death, and am full of my days. And behold, I am 175 years old, and throughout all the days of my life I have remembered Yahweh, and sought with all my heart to do his will, and to walk uprightly in all his ways. My soul hated idols, given my heart and ruach, that I might observe to do the will of him who created me. For he is the living Elohim, and he is Kodesh, holy and faithful, and he is righteous beyond all. And there is with him no accepting of men's persons, and no accepting of gifts. For Elohim is righteous, and executes judgment on all those who transgress his commandments, and despise his covenant. And do you, my son, observe his commandments, and his ordinances, and his judgments, and walk not after the abominations, and after graven images, and after the molten images, and eat no blood at all of animals or cattle, or of any bird which flies in the Shamayim. And if you do slay a victim as an acceptable peace offering, slay ye it, and pour out its blood upon the altar, and all the fat of the offering offer on the altar with fine flour, and the oblation mingled with oil, with its drink offering, them all together on the altar of the ascending smoke offering. It is a sweet savor before Yahweh. And you will offer the fat of the sacrifice of thank offerings on the fire which is upon the altar, and the fat which is on the belly, and all the fat on the inwards, and the 2 kidneys, and all the fat that is upon them, and upon the loins and liver you shall remove, together with the kidneys, and offer all these for a sweet savor acceptable before Yahweh, with its oblation, and with its drink offering for a sweet savor, the bread of the offering unto Yahweh. And eat its meal on that day, and on the 2nd day, and let not the sun on the 2nd day go down upon it till it is eaten, and let nothing be left over for the 3rd day, for it is not acceptable, for it is not approved. And let it no longer be eaten, and all who eat thereof will bring sin upon themselves. For thus I have found it written in the Sepharim of my forefathers, and in the words of Chanach, and in the words of Noach. And on all your oblations you shall strew salt, and let not the salt of the covenant be lacking in all your oblations before Yahweh. And as regards the wood of the sacrifices, beware lest you bring other wood for the altar in addition to these: cypress, bay, almond, fir, pine, cedar, savin, fig, olive, myrrh, laurel, asphalos. And these kinds of wood lay upon the altar under the sacrifice, such as have been tested as to their appearance, and do not lay thereon any spilt or dark wood, but hard and clean, without fault, a sound and new growth. And do not lay thereon old wood, for its fragrance is gone, for there is no longer fragrance in it as before. Besides these kinds of wood, there is no other that you shall place on the altar, for the fragrance is dispersed, and the smell of its fragrance goes not up to Shamayim. Observe this commandment and do it, my son, that you may be upright in all your deeds. And at all times be clean in your body, and wash yourself with water before you approach to offer on the altar. And wash your hands and your feet before you draw near to the altar. And when you are done sacrificing, wash again your hands and your feet. And let no blood appear upon you, nor upon your clothes. Be on your guard, my son, against blood. Be on your guard exceedingly. Cover it with dust, and do not eat any blood, for it is the soul. Eat no blood whatsoever, and take no gifts for the blood of man, lest it be shed with impunity, without judgment, For it is the blood that is shed that causes the earth to sin, and the earth cannot be cleansed from the blood of man, save by the blood of him who shed it. And take no present or gift for the blood of man, blood for blood, that you may be accepted before Yahweh Al-Elyon. For he is the defense of the good, and that you may be preserved from all evil, and that he may save you from every kind of death. I see, my son, that all the works of the children of men are sin and wickedness, and all their deeds are uncleanness and an abomination and a pollution, and there is no righteousness with them. Beware lest you should walk in their ways and tread in their paths, and sin unto death before Al-Elyon. Else he will hide his face from you, and give you back into the hands of your transgression, and root you out of the land, and your seed likewise from under Shamayim. And your name and your seed shall perish from the whole earth. Turn away from all their deeds and all their uncleanness, and observe the ordinance of Al-Elyon, and do his will, and be upright in all things. And he will bless you in all your deeds, and will raise up from you a plant of righteousness through all the earth, throughout all generations of the earth. And my name and your name shall not be forgotten under Shamayim forever. Go, my son, in peace. May Al-Elyon, my Elohim, and your Elohim strengthen you to do his will, and may he bless all your seed, and the remnant of your seed, for the generations forever, with all righteous blessings, that you may be a blessing on all the earth. And he went out from him, rejoicing. Chapter 22. And it came to pass in the first week, in the 44th Jubilee, in the second year, that is, the year in which Abraham died, that Yitzchak and Ishmael came from the well of the oath to celebrate the feast of Shavuot, that is, the feast of the first fruits of the harvest, to Abraham, their father. And Abraham rejoiced because his 2 sons had come. For Yitzchak had many possessions in Beersheba, and Yitzchak was wont to go and see his possessions, and to return to his father. And in those days Ishmael came to see his father, and they both came together. And Yitzchak offered a sacrifice for an ascending smoke offering, and presented it on the altar of his father, which he had made in Chevron. And he offered a thank offering, and made a feast of joy before Ishmael his brother. And Rivkah made new cakes from the new grain, and gave them to Yaakov her son, to take them to Abraham his father, from the first fruits of the land, that he might eat and bless the Creator of all things before he died. And Yitzchak too sent by the hand of Yaakov to Abraham a best thank offering, that he might eat and drink. And he ate and drank, and blessed Al-Elyon, who had created Shamayim on earth, who has made all the fat things of the earth, and given them to the children of men, that they might eat and drink, and bless their Creator. And now I give thanks unto you, my Elohim, because you have caused me to see this day. Behold, I am 160 years, an old man and full of days, and all my days have been unto me peace. The sword of the adversary has not overcome me in all that you have given me, and my children all the days of my life until this day. My Elohim, may your mercy and your peace be upon your servant, and upon the seed of his sons, that they may be to you a chosen nation, and an inheritance from amongst all the nations of the earth, from henceforth unto all the days of the generations of the earth, unto all the ages. And he called Yaakov and said, My son Yaakov, may the Elohim of all bless you and strengthen you to do righteousness, and his will before him, and may he choose you and your seed, that ye may become a people for his inheritance, according to his will always. And do you, my son Yaakov, draw near and kiss me. And he drew near and kissed him, and he said, Blessed be my son Yaakov, and all the sons of Yoveliym unto all the ages. May Elohim give you a seed of righteousness, and some of your sons may he sanctify in the midst of the whole earth. May nations serve you, and all the nations bow themselves before your seed. Be strong in the presence of men, and exercise authority over all the seed of Sheth. Then your ways and the ways of your sons will be justified, so that they shall become a Kodesh nation. May Elohim give you all the blessings wherewith he has blessed me, and wherewith he blessed Noach and Adam. May they rest on the sacred head of your seed from generation to generation forever. And may he cleanse you from all unrighteousness and impurity, that you may be forgiven all the transgressions which you have committed ignorantly. And may he strengthen you and bless you, and may you inherit the whole earth. And may he renew his covenant with you, that you may be to him a nation for his inheritance for all the ages, and that he may be to you and to your seed an Elohim in truth and righteousness throughout all the days of the earth. And do you, my son Yaakov, remember my words, and observe the commandments of Abraham your father. Separate yourselves from the nations, and eat not with them, and do not according to their works, and become not their associate, for their works are unclean, and all their ways are a pollution and an abomination and uncleanness. They offer their sacrifices to the dead, and they worship evil ruachoth, spirits, and they eat over the graves, and all their works are vanity and nothingness. They have no heart to understand, and their eyes do not see what their works are, and how they err in saying to a piece of wood, You are my Elohim, and to a stone, You are my Adonai, and you are my deliverer, and they have no heart. And as for you, my son Yaakov, may Elohim help you, and the Elohim of Shamayim bless you and remove you from their uncleanness and from their error. Be you ware, my son Yaakov, of taking a woman from any seed of the daughters of Canaan, for all his seed is to be rooted out of the earth. For owing to the transgression of Canaan erred, and all his seed shall be destroyed from off the earth, and all the remnant thereof, and none springing from him shall be saved on the day of judgment. And as for all the worshippers of idols and the profane, there shall be no hope for them in the land of the living, and there shall be no remembrance of them on the earth, for they shall descend into Sheol, and into the place of condemnation shall they go. As the children of Sedom were taken away from the earth, so will all those who worship idols be taken away. Fear not, my son Yaakov, and be not dismayed, O son of Abraham. May Elyon guard you from destruction, and from all the paths of error may he deliver you. This house have I built for myself, that I might put my name upon it in the earth. It is given to you and to your seed forever, and it will be named the house of Abraham. It is given to you and your seed forever. For you will build my house, and establish my name before Elohim forever. Your seed and your name will stand throughout all generations of the earth. And he ceased commanding him and blessing him. And the two lay together on one bed. And Yaakov slept in the bosom of Abraham, his father's father, and he kissed him 7 times, and his affection and his heart rejoiced over him. And he blessed him with all his heart, and said, Al Ayon, the Elohim of all, and Creator of all, who brought me forth from of the Chassidim, that he might give me this land to inherit it forever, and that I might establish a Kodesh seed. Blessed be El Elyon forever. And he blessed Yaakov and said, My son, over whom with all my heart and affection I rejoice, may your grace and your mercy be left up upon him and upon his seed always, and do not forsake him, nor set him at naught from henceforth unto the days of eternity. And may your eyes be opened upon him and upon his seed, that you may guard him and bless him, and may sanctify him as a nation for your inheritance, and bless him with all your blessings from henceforth unto all the days of eternity, and renew your covenant and your grace with him and with his seed, according to all your good pleasure, unto all the generations of the earth.